Okay, so we have 1 through 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh shoot, 7. 1, 7. There's enough lines there. I think it makes sense to label them. And it says, what do we know? We have G, J, M, T. That is pretty significant. What does that tell you about the game right away? What do you know must be true? 4?
Some are gonna occur more than once.
Yeah. They've got to appear more than once, at least some of them, right? Okay. Then it says, and you want to know, does each one have to go? And it says each destination will be scheduled for at least one of the weeks. Okay, so everybody's got to go at least once. That's not always the case, and you got to be aware of the absence of that rule, right? If it doesn't say anything, it tends to mess us up. J will not be its destination in week 4. This is a negative rule. Normally I'd like to make that a positive rule, but what's the positive interpretation of this?
There's 3 other destinations.
Well, right now it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I do 6? No, yeah, okay, I did 7. 6 other slots, right?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. So we'll leave it as a negative rule. Sound good? Okay. The other positive interpretation would be, oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
It could be G, M, or T, right?
Yeah.
That's too many. So let's not worry about that right now. T will be in 7. Great. Thank you. Love those rules. F will make exactly 2 voyages to M. That's important. Exactly 2. You can't have M more than twice, and you will have it twice with at least 1 G in between. So that means we're going to have M dash G dash M. The dash says at least, well, it doesn't say at least. It just says this has got to come before G, but it could be right next to it or be far apart from it, right? So you could have more things come in between M and G, but you have to have at least G there, and maybe multiple G's, okay? All right, then it says G will be its destination in the week preceding any voyage it makes to J. Here's just a rule of thumb you need to know about the LSAT. This will apply to logical reasoning as well as to other game questions. The word any. Does anyone know what it means? Someone knows. I don't know. I mean, I've used any a lot in my life. I feel like I know what it means. Yeah? It does mean all. What's your name?
David.
What?
David.
David! That's impressive. We're going to talk about any and all and their great relationship for many times. That sounded weird. But we're also going to talk about each and every. Those 4. All, any, each, every, A, E, E. Those 4 words all mean all, and all of them mean you could say that for they all mean each, they all mean every, they all mean if. Okay? That's the big insight. All, any, each, every, those 4 words mean if. I will ask you that probably 107 times. Because you need to know that and you need to see them in logical reasoning and right away be like, oh, each, that means all, which means if, and know what that means. So, when you look at the sentence, G will be its destination in the week preceding any voyage it makes to Jamaica. It doesn't sound grammatically correct, but just replace the any with if, and what do you get? If J, then G before it. That's really important. If J, then G before it. It is not the other way around. So if you have G, you don't have to have J, but if you have J, you have to have G. In short, J leads to G. If you have J, then you have G. If you have G, you don't necessarily have J. Are we okay with that? Okay, that's the significance of the if there. No destination will be scheduled for consecutive weeks. That applies to all 4 variables. So I'm just going to use a generic X. Okay. At this point, I would try to make inferences. We're going to have that block somewhere because everyone has to go at least once, including J. But it seems like there's a lot of possibilities. 1, 2, not 3, but 3, 4. 4 possibilities for JG. You could you could think about creating worlds here. There's only 4 possibilities. The question in whether or not you should create worlds is 1, how many worlds would you have to create? In this case, 4. That's a lot. And 2, Jake?
No, nothing.
Okay. 2 is how helpful are they going to be? You remember in the first game? Knowing whether 0 or 3 was third was really helpful. Knowing whether 1 was first or 2 was first was really helpful because it led to another inference. Would it be helpful to know where GJ is in this game?
Probably eat up a lot of your time.
It might. I mean, 4 worlds sounds like a lot, but I think if you have an opportunity to create anywhere from 2 to 4 worlds, I would at least consider it. Now, let's just play around with this for a half second, because if you can create worlds, you can turn 10-minute games into 6-minute games, right? If you should create worlds, then you just think about it for a half second, then you say, no, I shouldn't, and you move on. But I think the most helpful of these scenarios, any guess? If we knew that JG were in one of these scenarios, any guess which one might be the most helpful?
2, 3, because M has become before 3.
Okay, so if it went into 2, 3,
Then you know.
could we do
4, 5.
MGM right here?
No. You could do TJ first.
If we had, let's just imagine, this is what I'd be thinking in my head. If we had JG here, couldn't we do MGM? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No,
No, why not?
Jamaica can't go first, and then
Oh,
you used your 2 Martiniques.
No, but you could go to Trinidad.
Could you have G go again? Oh, no, you couldn't, because it's going to go consecutively, right? J couldn't go first. Could T go first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good thought, though. It actually gets us ready for another question. So this might not be the most constrained, because we could do MGM back there. What I'm thinking is this would be pretty constrained, if I thought that in my head, because what has to happen still?
MGM.
MGM has to happen, and it's got to happen with another G, right? In the first one, you could have put M up here, and the G with the J may have been the G that comes between M and M. All right, so here we have to fit in MGM. Do we know where it goes?
Well, you know J can't go in the 4th.
You know J can't go fourth. If J went, it would go right before the G, right? If T went, it could go anywhere except for next to T. I don't know. There's a lot of flexibility in what seems to be the most constrained world, right? We had 4 possibilities for JG. And the one that was the most likely to be the most helpful still has some flexibility. This is actually not a bad world because it's pretty full. But my guess is that as we continue to march down with JG, things are just going to be pretty flexible. I don't think that creating worlds here would be necessarily bad or a waste of time, but I'm also on the fence, so I'm just going to jump into the questions. See what we're trying to do here? We're trying to decide whether it makes sense to do that. Okay. Question number 11. This is just a process of elimination, so you just grab a rule and eliminate. Answer choice A is correct. Is that what we got? All right. Answer choice B is wrong because of the MGM rule. C is wrong because of the JG rule. D is wrong.
That's Jamaica's 4th.
I don't know why. Oh, okay. Yeah, Jamaica's 4th. I just crossed it out. Because J is 4th. And E is wrong because T is not 7th. Right, that's a problem. Okay, cool. So any questions on that one? 12. Skip. 13. First if question. If Freedom makes a voyage to T in week 5. So this is number 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have to create a diagram for it because it's a new rule. Who has got this? Anyone? Any bold souls?
But just to work it through.
Yeah. Anyone back there? In the back half of the middle table? It's your opportunity. Zach, it looks like you're smiling.
Right.
You game?
Sure.
Okay, cool, Zach. What do we gotta do? I'm stuck here at 13. Help.
So you can put T last.
Oh, okay, good idea. Totally forgot about that.
You also put T in 5.
Okay, good.
And you know J's not in 4.
Wait, Zach, shouldn't we just go into the answers now? I mean, we wrote down what they told us. We're good to go, right?
Sure.
No. You're so flexible. Yeah, do whatever you want. Yeah, good luck with that. Okay, let's try to make some inferences.
Okay.
Cool, what do you know?
J's not in 4.
Okay,
T's not in 6.
Yeah.
okay, T is not here. Did you know anything else, or did you jump into the answers at this point?
I just jumped in after this.
All right, Zach, we gotta help you
Okay.
recover from that temptation. What are some variables that we think about? These two things. These are blocks, right? You're kind of thinking like negative rules, which is not bad, but positive rules are gonna help you think a little bit faster.
I guess you can say G and J have to be 2 and 3.
Okay, they either have to be in 2 and 3,
Well, they can't be in
or
3.
could they be in 1 and 2?
Yeah, they could.
Well, so let's think about it just for a half second. So if JG went here, could we satisfy the MGM rule?
Yes.
MGM. We could. So it's either here or here, right?
Yep.
But one thing you do know is that JG is floating up here. Are you cool with that? It's got to come on this side. What else has got to come on this side?
And then
An M. No other way around it, right? Okay, so we have an M. Now, could we fit the other, I'm worried about this right here. Could we fit the other M over here?
You could.
You go through.
Yeah.
Wait, are you talking about the first 3 or just in those 4 in general?
So, right now, we have 4 slots right here, right?
Mhm.
I know that of those 4, JG has to be over there and M has to be over there. We're cool with that? Okay. So my question is, if the other M can't come in these 4, then it's got to go there and we're done. Right? Well, not done, but we've made a big inference. So I want to know, can it not fit over here? Or if it can fit over there, then maybe we don't necessarily know what goes there.
Can't it be M,
Can I go
G, J,
M
M?
first?
It could. It could go M, G, J, M, and thus this would not have to be M, right? We know that it's not T. What else is it not?
Can't
J.
Can't be J. Are you cool with that, Zach?
Yep.
'Cause, again, thinking about the blocks, these things are going to help you see, oh, I can't fit that in there, right? So J cannot go here. So then, and we've just determined that M could go there or maybe not. Right? So, who could go there?
G or M.
G or M. So this is G or M. And I think we've now kind of hit a wall. Either we're going to create worlds at this point, and we could create worlds, but I think we have enough information that I just go into the answers. Sound good? Okay, so what do you think about A? Okay, how come?
I have an X next to it in my notes. I went through one. I have like
A friend has told me that
different ones of 3 different scenarios over here.
Well, if we put T right here, anyone know what would happen? At first glance, it doesn't look like a problem.
But
Oh, but then J would be in 4.
Yeah.
You have to satisfy the MGM rule, right? So you put T here, you'd have to put M before this G,
And G has to be.
and then you get G, J, and J is now in 4. So that's wrong. As long as you, notice we wrote this stuff down though so you can see it. Can you guys see that in your head without drawing it out? That's the goal. That's how you move fast. Okay. Question or answer B. Freedom makes a voyage to M in week 2. Could that be true?
No.
No way, right? The only time we saw it working was when M was 1. Okay? Freedom makes a voyage to G in week 3. No, that's what we just talked about. These are all related. M to week 4. That's actually one we tested out, right? So, circle that. We're done. 14. Zach, how do you feel about that?
good, that's what I put.
That's what you put. Now, I have a question for you. It sounds like you didn't write this stuff down. So did you test those answers?
I did write them all down, I just have them all separate.
Wait. No, hold on. Let's clarify. It sounds like you didn't write this down.
Oh, I didn't write that down. No.
So did you test out answer choices?
Yes.
That's your problem. Nothing personal. You're not alone. I suspect other people tested out answers? Yes. We tested out answers as well, but we did it in our head. And it goes a lot faster. How many did you end up drawing? Did you draw 4 or 3?
I have like 5 total, but that's from all the questions.
Oh, from all the questions. This one was particularly,
Yeah.
you drew
I don't know, I have like 3 from it.
from this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're totally not alone. Okay, cool. Let's go to 14. If freedom makes a voyage to G in 1 and J in 5. So, let's see here. Let's just get rid of this for a second. 14. Okay, who's feeling bold and ready to tackle this one? I think we need representation. Oh, yeah, perfect. Meredith?
Yes.
Good. What do you say?
So T is gonna go 7th.
Okay, T is going to go 7th, as always. Good.
G will be in 1.
G is in 1.
J in 5.
Oh, is that what they said? Oh, cool.
Yeah, we're doing 14, right?
Yeah, that's right. Perfect. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
And then G will be right before J.
Okay, G's got to go right before J. If you have J, you have to have G.
And then we have to do the MGM somehow.
Have to do MGM. Perfect.
So the second M would probably be before the T.
What do you think? Probably. Must be.
Must be. Yeah, it must be.
Must be.
Yeah.
Right? Because you can't fit it here.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got to put it here. Now what do we know for sure?
So now,
J has to be.
oh yeah, there has to be a J after the G. The first time.
This one right here?
Yeah.
Why?
GJ.
Are you thinking of the GJ rule?
Yeah.
Nope. This is
No.
saying if you have J,
Right.
then you have to have G.
Oh, but it doesn't
Not
have
the
to go
other.
after J.
Not
okay.
necessarily the reverse, right?
Okay.
Okay. So, but what we do know for sure is M's got to come over here. I just don't know which one, so I'm going to put above floating. Right? Who cannot go in here?
G.
Yeah.
G cannot go in here because G would be connected to both sides, right? And that's bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like consecutive. We know M does go in there. Who's left?
T.
T. Could J go in there?
Yeah.
Only in space 2.
Yeah, only in.
If it went, it would have to go here.
Mm-hmm.
If it went here, then you'd end up with G or J, G, G.
Mm-hmm.
Two consecutive G's. That's not good.
Okay.
So J can go here, but it's only going to look like this. So basically, we're either going to have M with T going back and forth, or JG.
Mm-hmm.
You comfortable with that?
Yes.
Cool. So question 14. What did you choose?
Freedom makes a voyage to Martinique in week 6.
E is correct. Excellent. So what was asking? Oh, must be true. Oh, we already figured that out. Glorious. Okay, any questions on that one? All right. Are we making these inferences before we go into the answers? Or are we just realizing, oh, maybe I should be doing that?
I mean, for this one though,
Sure.
like, once you see it's a must question,
Yep.
and then you see that must be M, wouldn't it just make sense to look at your answers and stop it there?
You could. Sometimes you're making inferences so quickly, though, you just keep writing. Like, if you see in the next one, just write it down. Because
when I saw this one, it was just clear pretty quickly that M had to be there, and then I looked at the answers and saw that that was one of the answers.
totally fine. Not a problem at all. My only thing is if you can see another inference. Like, I thought this one was obvious right away. I might write that down and then look. Because as you're going through other questions, this information can be helpful. Like you could, if they say, hey, which one following could be true, and a question said M could be third, this diagram, totally irrelevant to that question, actually becomes relevant because you say, oh yeah, M could go there. Yeah. But this is if you can make it fast, right? Okay, 15. If, who's got 15? Someone back there in the back row. Oh, we just did you, Zach. You represented that side.
If you want.
Huh?
I'll go again if you want.
No, it's okay. Who else is going to step forward and carry the torch? Akshay?
Sure, why not?
You were kind of looking around like you were excited to do that. So good. 15. What should we do? As fast as you can.
So put G in 1, and T in 2,
Okay.
and then T in 7.
G in 1, T in 2, T in 7. Oops. J. Okay.
Okay. Not J in 4.
Not J in 4. Okay.
We have to have at least one J.
We
so
do.
I could go either in 5 or in 6.
Yeah.
5. Wait. Oh. 5 or 6.
Yes. So
Okay.
G comes before it. So then G would go in either 4 or 5.
Okay. So I'm a little I'm having trouble putting J in 6. Because remember, what do we have? We have to get a J in there. What else do we have to get in there? MGM.
Then each rep with a J has to be a G.
Alright, this has to fit in there. And if I put a J there, what's going to happen?
G has to go.
Yeah. Okay. That violates the MGM rule. Okay.
Yeah, because you have J, G. And so then, if you can see that, then you say, wait a sec, that's not going to happen, so this has to happen, which is J, G. And now what do you know? M. Well, that one filled out nicely. Okay, Akshay, you cool with that?
Yes.
Did you fill it out that far when you did it yourself? Or did you only have G, T, T?
So I drew it out multiple times.
Were you testing answers?
Yeah.
See, Zach, I told you, you weren't alone.
Yeah.
Akshay, see, you're not alone.
I didn't play those, but it's good to know.
It's okay. This is we make mistakes. We get on the bike, we fall, and we say, "Oh, we're getting back up again." Which of following must be true? Freedom makes a voyage to M in week 3. Yes, that has to be true. You can actually just pick that and move on, because like we made all these inferences, we feel good about it, and so on. 16. Who's got this one? Who hasn't done one yet? Some people are quickly looking down at the paper. All of a sudden, it's like, oh yeah, what do we got going on here? Who's got it? Some soul must come forward. It's good for you, you know. You want to do it?
Sure.
What was your
Please
name
get in
again?
contact with me.
Yeah, sorry.
Danielle.
Danielle, thank you. Okay, well, so what do you say? What do we do?
Okay, so Martinique in week 3.
Okay, M in 3.
And that's it that we have so far. So then
Okay, and then T
G
is,
and
yep,
7.
cool.
And then we have to do MGM at some point.
MGM.
And then, or we can't have J and 4.
We cannot have J in 4. Yep, The J does not go here. Okay.
And that's what we have to go with so far.
Yeah. Did you jump into the answers at this point?
Yes.
Okay. Could we, I mean, we have a JG, right? We have to put that somewhere.
You have to do the end.
And do we know where it goes? Or is there a lot of possibilities here?
I thought there could be multiple possibilities because the M could also go first, or it could also go.
Yeah, you could do MGM.
Yeah.
Or
it could go-
MGM or something like that, right? Or and put T in there, and then you have JG, or you do MGJM. Yeah. Okay. Just testing those out. We're good? I mean, we have a lot of different options, so let's just jump into it. Which of the following could be 4 and 5? GT. So they're asking about these right here, right? 4 and 5. Could we do GT? And ideally, this is what you're seeing in your mind's eye. I hope we can hold some of that in our head. If you have GT there, does it seem like this is possible? What would have to happen? Oh, Danielle, I guess I should defer to you.
The M will have to go before T, right?
Do you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'd have to put the M here. because we couldn't do the MGM that you talked about, right? So the M would have to go there in this particular scenario. So in my mind's eye, I'm putting this in there. And then, are we good? What's left? GJ, is that going to be okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you feel good about it, then you choose it.
That don't really matter if you basically got,
But you're saying the JG doesn't matter?
I mean, because you're just trying to figure out if you got the MGM plugged in. I'm asking if you don't need to worry about, but you can have,
Well, every scenario has to have a J
okay.
and then thus a G before it. And so if I can't fit that in somewhere, then this scenario doesn't work. Even though it might work right here, right? So that would be just my last concern. Have I satisfied all the rules? This one, this one, this one, this one, and that one. There's only 5 rules. We satisfied all of them, so we're good to go. And we don't even have to check the rest. Did you check the rest?
No.
Awesome. Okay, question 17. Oh, actually, we skipped 12. Those are the non-if questions. 12. Which one following cannot be true about the schedule of voyages? You just have to start going through them. A says makes a voyage to Trinidad in week 6. I hope we are totally comfortable that this cannot be true at this point, right? Like, okay, so out. Or I mean, that's the answer. Okay, 17. Which one following must be true? This is what I ended up doing. I looked at A and it said G, or Freedom makes a voyage to G in either 1 or 2. And I quickly scanned over the diagrams, which unfortunately I've erased at this time. But in every single one of them, at least for me, G was in 1 or 2. So I was like, okay, at least everything we've done so far has G in 1 or 2. Does that mean that G has to go in 1 or 2? No, it just means that it could, right? And what I was really looking for was I was looking for a world where I had not drawn G in 1 or 2, and then I'd know this doesn't have to be true. But unfortunately, none of my diagrams disproved it, so I put a dot next to it. I was like, maybe this is the answer. Answer choice B, it says Freedom makes a voyage to M in either week 2 or 3. I can't remember which world it was, but there was one where M was not in 2 or 3. So I was like, okay, that's definitely wrong, right? It doesn't have to be true. Answer choice C, Freedom makes at most 2 voyages to G. Again, every diagram had only 2 G's. So I was like, well, it seems like it'd be hard to have it going to 3 of them, but I don't know for sure, and I already have A. So I put a dot next to C. Then I read D, and D says Freedom makes at most 2 voyages to J. How would you disprove this if you were to try? Yeah.
Well, if you were to have 3 J's, then you would have 3 G's, and then you wouldn't have that.
Yep. If you have 3 J's, you have 3 G's, which is 6, right? Then you have a T, and now you're done with the game. You don't have any M. You need 2. So I was like, well, I don't know what the heck happened with A and C. I never saw a way to disprove them. But D is definitely something that must be true. So, circled it, moved on. Any questions on that one? So, my point here with talking about question 17 was to show you how to use the previous diagrams to get rid of answer choices. It unfortunately only got rid of 1, but sometimes you can get rid of all 4 of the wrong answers. You're like, oh, that didn't happen in this diagram, that didn't happen in that diagram, so you just get rid of them, and then whatever's left is the correct answer. That has to be true. Sound good? Any questions about this game? I felt like this game was a little bit longer than the second, so I'd say a good time is anywhere from 9 to 10 minutes. Good time to shoot for.